Pick up another you call in the parking lot in Tucson. Are you with me? When I stand with the roof gone, I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Looking if you get a move on. Like you haul and I know you need to go slow, but we could go faster. Maybe the best.
Hey, everybody, come in. Give me one moment. One moment. Give me one moment. We finna get it started. What's up? Welcome in. It's our Saturday. Y'all know what time it is. We gotta talk. Hold on, let me take this background off. Child, we gonna do Bell Collector first. Then we're gonna go over to our visit. To go visit our folks up in the pen and see what they have going on at the pen house. Okay, the prison. Now, so Bell Collector. Let's go with Bell Collector. Where we left off was Glenn was reading his poem to Letitia. So Letitia, he asked Letitia to say that she still love him. And she said, they say it. And Letitia is standing there. He's like, say it. Marie say it. He said, say it. And everybody looking like, is she going to say it? And then she say, I love you. And then they say, okay, we can get a snap. And so Matt was like, Carrie, so sorry, y'all. So Carrie, Matt's husband, was like, it's something weird going on. The pause after it was told that they love him. He was like, it's a problem. We got a problem because we in public. Why you ain't telling people, you love me and you agree? Like something's real cold about it. Like you not saying nothing. And Matt say that was Karen. If it was a pause, they know it's a problem. And everybody was like, give him a kiss, say thank you. And then Letitia says, it's not fair for Glenn to sit here and put her on the spot and talk about their feelings publicly with people who are not really checking for her. And she, in a room full of people, they really checking for her. She ain't checking for them. So it's like, well, what she battling internally where they are right now, she wanted them to keep the same energy that they have at home when they're in public. Meaning, like, what's going on? So Letitia said, you okay? I just want to make sure you're okay. And he said, I just read a whole poem. And she said, that was beautiful. And he said, that don't seem like it. And she said, it was beautiful. And she said, she think that, she giving a certain type of energy. She don't want to think that she don't appreciate him, or what he doing. Everybody sitting here listening. She was like, she see him, she just going off what it was. And then Glenn say, she the queen of acceptance. She won't say she love him, but she say she got his back. And if she was a traffic light, it'll be a 50-car pileup. Like, that's what he said. And so, Cliff told Matt, and Matt, I guess Matt asked why he ain't talking to Glenn. So Cliff said, I got to keep my wife happy. If I go talk to Glenn, you know what I'm saying? Like, my wife ain't going to be happy. He was like, I want my wife to be happy. So Latrice is listening. And then, Matt said he want to talk to Glenn to get a perspective about what he going through, because any way he can help him with a better decision, he definitely would do that. And so Letitia went ahead and invite everybody to invite into the Friendsgiving brunch. They were all going to come if they wanted. Excuse me, if they wanted to. I'm sorry. And she invited Latrice, and so Latrice looking around, and then Letitia say every year she holds a Friendsgiving brunch, and all her friends are invited. Even she inviting Latrice, she inviting all the Belle. She said she not gonna leave nobody out. So Marie asked, "Was Latrice going to the Friendsgiving?" And Latrice say she gonna see, and Latrice say everything that Letitia has done to try to destroy her, she wanna invite her to a Friendsgiving. Like, girl, you don't consider me a friend, you don't like me, girl, you don't talk to me. And she say the whole situation is extremely fake. So Selena was like, it's the whole group. So Shantae, Letitia's friend, come in and say hey to everybody. No, she said everybody thought she was saying goodbye. She said, let's talk. So Letitia friend, you say let's talk, and Karen say we talking. She say so she know this is over and done. Latrice, she want to have a quick little moment with Latrice if she felt any moment differently about her and the situation with Tisha. So Letitia say, oh, and then Shantae say, hell no. Here is my thing with this situation. Latrice can't get mad, and I love Latrice, but Latrice cannot get mad because last season she had her friend tell Letitia that Glenn used to talk to her a while back when they already had this conversation. So it's like Letitia ain't want no issues, but Letitia friend, Letitia was sitting here saying, I love you, telling her, tell her, say, oh, hell no, I love you, sis, but you out of pocket. Like, I love you, but Shantae, you can't be doing that. Do in her confessional. And then she say Shantae said with the history, with that, what Latrice and Letitia had and how she was a big sister to her. And Latrice said, let me stop you there. You, Letitia friend, you ain't got nothing to say to me. We get in this conversation right now. She said, we can start this conversation right now. And Shantae said, do you feel like you should apologize to Letitia or, coerce her anything about it? And Latrice kept saying, you are Letitia's friend. We have nothing to talk about. You don't have to talk to me. So Letitia is sitting here like, no, like, y'all don't have to have a conversation. Let that be. Like, there should be no conversation. And Shantae said, we okay. Letitia had to tell Shantae and say, we okay. It's okay. We okay. And Shantae said, you always say you okay. And she said, you always try to bury stuff. And Latrice say, you can get out of I don't know why you're in my face, but you can get out of my face. And like, she don't owe her nothing. Shantae say, I'm not in your face, I don't owe you nothing. So Latrice say, anyway, you don't want to answer. She say, anyway, and then Shantae say, you don't want to answer me though. Child, it's a mess. So Latrice say she don't know Shantae like that. She don't know she know that Shantae is one of Letitia's little minions, and she don't know her, and she don't got no business talking to her, and she need to ask permission to talk to her. And she say goodbye. And so Latrice say, who are you for me to talk to? So my thing is, Latrice had her friend do the same thing. Like, ma'am, she like she went wrong last season, which is kind of confusing because it's the same thing she did. So Shantae, and I feel like Shantae did that because Latrice had her friend question Letitia in her marriage. So what's wrong? Since it's friends on friends, I can by guard and come in. And I see where Shantae is coming from because when Latrice did that whole debacle, I was like, ugh. So then we get to Latrice go and talk to her friend Amanda. That's who it was when Amanda did all of that. She went to go talk to Amanda and Selena. They meet up for lunch. And Selena looked gorgeous in this bob, honey. So Selena meet up with Latrice, and they talk about the bob, and the bob is look good and stuff. And she say why she got a bob. She say she wanted something different. And Selena don't look like she's 50. She look good. She say she about to turn 50. She wanted something different. It's time to switch some things. So Amanda show in. And I feel like Amanda is the reason I mean, Amanda cool, but Amanda is kind of the reason why this friendship with Latrice and Letitia is where it is to me. That's how I feel about it. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. So Latrice say how she feel about Glenn Liddell, excuse me, about the situation with Glenn and Letitia, the whole situation in the DM. She say Amanda honestly is a thing. It's a thing in the past for Amanda, and they showed a clip about what happened last season. Well, Amanda called Glenn a whole liar, and Latrice say it's more to Amanda than being in Glendale DMs, and she a successful woman. Oh, let me put up Latrice because it's the streets friend. She is a successful woman. She's a mother. She's just an ultimate black girl magic. And Amanda asked what Cliff was, and then Latrice say he don't went out the country. And they say, oh, is she saying that he went to Colombia? And Selena was saying that he was trying to get Mike to go to Colombia. And Selena said, and Latrice said, what did you say? No. And Selena said, I said, if Mike going to Colombia, I'm going to Colombia. And she said, no, no, no. And the producers asked if you or Latrice would be okay with your man heading off to Colombia by himself. And Selena says she hear a lot of things that go on in Colombia, and it's a man's dream. And she glad that Mike isn't on the trip. And Letitia say kind of what they say in Vegas, what goes on. No, Vegas stay in Vegas. And to Tamara say you hear about women and the guys going, you got to have faith in your man. And Maria said, don't do it. Because they asked all the ladies. And Carrie said, they say the women are beautiful to have there. And the only cha-chas that she want her husband to see is hers, honey. Nobody else's. So Selena say, because she heard the things that go on Colombia, the DR. And Latrice say, what kind of things? And Amanda say, that's why you say you got to let your man cheat in peace. And Selena looked at her side eye. And, Selena said they got the women that want to do stuff. And so Latrice is trying to call him. So Latrice called Cliff talking about, babe, what you doing? She said, oh, I'm saying they say you in Colombia having sex, relations with another female. He say they lying. And he say they're lying, hell going on. He say, you gotta tell me, you gotta correct them bells. And she say, I know. Excuse me, they lied. Girl, you should have never called and say that's what he doing. That girl, he gonna tell you that. It's Colombia. He ain't going to get his teeth done. Cleo, and what else you doing? Huh? What? Lead them. What, Cleo? You doing business? Are y'all finna open up a club? Y'all open up a club in Colombia. Y'all finna have y'all some money. Y'all open y'all a little bar. And she say she had to make sure. She say her man is a woman. He know he got his woman, and he say bye. She say, all right, I love you. And then Amanda say that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. And Latrice say she ain't gotta have to worry about that man. He'll never find another Latrice, but she can find another Cliff. And so Amanda asks, what she doing for her birthday. She say she having a party for her birthday, and she say she got some friends that may not get along, and she's talking about Latrice and Letitia about the party. And she's saying it's gonna be a lot of outs because looking at her guest list, she has Letitia and Latrice on her guest list. And then she got Amanda on the guest list. And then she inviting Shantae to the party because she been knowing Shantae for a couple of years. Shantae look familiar. Was Shantae was she on, did she have a child that was a dad on a Dancing Dolls? Did she have a child that was on there? Because she looked familiar. Was she on there with her before? Shantae looked familiar to me. But Selena saying, it's a lot, but she feel like they grown enough to be in the same setting and not start any commotions. And so she also have a theme that is all black, and she's the only one that's going to have any type of color on. And Latrice say she know Tisha should have the whole situation planned out. And they're going to go in here, we're going to do this, you're going to say this. You just got to put, so they won't put it on me. And Latrice say that is what Letitia don't know about, that that's what she know about her, that she like to say, this what we're going to do, this how we're going to go in, like having a conversation with Glenn, this how we're going to play it like this. And Selena's looking, and then Latrice said that Letitia contacted her ex-employee, the one that she got in a fight with, trying to get information about her. And Latrice say Letitia moves really dirty, that she heard several times that she reached out to several employees. Josh was a former employee a few years ago. And I was wondering what happened with Josh and her, because after them 2 seasons, I didn't see Josh anymore. And she said Josh used to work at Goddess Length, her still former employee. They ended up parting ways. And, he was telling her, Josh was telling her, like, he don't have any help, with the shop, and he needs some help. And he asked her, and, she is messed up because she get an attitude. And she say she don't have an attitude. She expect the best. And then she say her and Josh are cordial. And Josh told her, that, Letitia reached out. Letitia reached out to her about him, reached out to him about Latrice. And she said, it's about trying to mess up her reputation, and she worked hard about her name, and she don't appreciate her trying to tarnish her image and tear her down and continue with the lies. And she just don't respect it. Hey, and she don't respect it. So she says she's not gonna go to the Friendsgiving. And Selena say, you never thought about being a bigger person. And she say Latrice say she's tired of being a bigger person. And when it comes to Letitia, she's been the bigger person every time. And Selena say she the mother of the group. And she's saying, just think about it. And she, Selena say she want Latrice to go to Letitia Friendsgiving brunch, because it would show to the brunch, that they can get it, they can have a conversation, and they can get past some things, and it will rub off on Letitia, so the collective, can show up for each other. And Latrice says she's never going to get a real, and she's always going to be always the sisterhood. Tisha, let's focus on the sisterhood. Let's focus on the collective. Let's do this and let's do that. And behind closed doors, it's a whole different thing, like she's the devil or whatever. And then we get to the ladies at the Friendsgiving. So Marie walk in, everybody's there. Carrie, Selena, Shantae, Tamara, and Latrice. Letitia, not Latrice. And Tamara say, well, Karen gave us some tea on you, honey. And Mary said, Karen, why you always in my business? They were saying what you coming with saying. She said they're not together no more. And Marie said, I didn't tell you that. And her face told it all. And so it went back to what she asked Marie that, and she shrugged her shoulders. And then, Marie said, Karen is not my PR. She said, okay, and she told them they're not together, and it's unfortunate. And, they say she told the truth. And then Shantae asked her, she's single, ready to mingle, and said she's single. And then Marie says she's glad the truth is out there. She's very open. She's to dating someone new. She want a man to be the calm to her storm. And, Letitia stand up and tell everybody she glad for them to come. And they welcome everybody to be there for friendship. She saying enjoy the food, welcome. Thank you everybody for, having a friendship. It's a great Friendsgiving. So she had people sit down. They had the 2025 sign, and everybody was there. It was like a nice little brunch. She said she hoped they enjoyed the food and everything. She looked cute. And they had a little buffet and stuff. It was going to be an open discussion while everybody enjoyed their meal. And somebody asked, what was the biggest what is the biggest misconception about women supporting women? And someone said the misconception is women getting together is that they can't get together. And Essie was saying how she her and Marie started their business. There were people saying y'all ain't gonna make it and they can't work together. And it's important to share information they know. So women was given their opinions about, you know, the situation of what it is for women in friendship. And Tamara said, just because you are a grown person don't mean that that's your enemy. So, everybody, so they asked Latrice, and they have flout. The production so petty. So Latrice didn't do a confessional for it because Latrice did not go. They had flowers on the chair for Latrice, and producers asked, do you have any thoughts you wanted to share about friendship, Latrice? And they did the crickets with the flowers, and the producer say, hello, Latrice. So Carrie said her part about friendships having ups and downs, and you have to give grace in life. People are not going to always be perfect. And not only think about yourself, but think about that only person and give them from grace and friendship. And Letitia said, that was good. She said, thank you, Carrie. And Carrie said, so it's about giving grace, girl. So Letitia was like, this conversation definitely makes her think about the friendship that she have in her life. And friendships are hard, and losing a friendship with someone that she been super close to, which is Latrice, is very hard on her. It's a part of her that definitely missed the friendship with Latrice and before things went left. But she's saying, it's painful. Like, they gave a toast to friendship at the Friendsgiving brunch. It was really cute. So then we go off to the men. So Matt asked Glenn to come out to play basketball. And he was like, I asked to check up on. He was like, the only reason he said, do we need to stretch, man? Glenn said that. And Matt said, no, we both probably need to stretch, but I'm pretty good, man, though. So they sit down and they have a conversation. And then Glenn, Matt saying your back gonna be hurting tonight. Like, I'm gonna whoop you in this game. He say it is, but hey, Glenn, was saying in his confession that Miss Letitia has been very, very busy and is not in the bedroom, and their marriage is not where it should be because he feel like Letitia is not feeling him in any kind of way, and she bearing herself into work and running from their issues. And Glenn is trying to figure out where he is and where he fit in the marriage with Letitia, where they stand. And he really fighting for his marriage. And Matt said he really could tell that he really loved his family, loved his wife. And he said that's all he, Glenn said that's all he got. And he just wanted to be happy and peaceful. That asking for a lot. And Matt asked, he said, was happy a real thing when you married? And Glenn said he don't know. And Matt said, we rarely have someone we can lean on to call on. And we need somebody to talk to. And Glenn said that's why he appreciate him having a conversation with Matt. He said it feels good to talk to him because a lot of men don't have that village to where he can have somebody to talk to. He said he used to talk to Cliff like that, and Cliff don't talk to him no more. And Cliff can't talk to him because Latrice don't want. It's hurtful because Latrice don't want Cliff talking to Glenn at all. And, he left them high and dry. And, he said he looked at Cliff and Latrice as family. He not going to lie. And it's opened his eyes a lot. And Matt say, how you can move forward? Can you move forward? Can you move forward? Can you guys still y'all can still be cool with that lack of trust? He said, how you going to handle that? And Glenn said he don't know. He would like to have a conversation with him one-on-one. And, Matt said he hopeful that, Glenn understand that he not in it alone. He's fighting the same fight he fighting. Then, they both been with their wives over 20 years. But he think he means well and he's trying to do the right thing. My thing with Cliff and Glenn is they trying to do something to make their wives happy. And I feel like Latrice should take a note out of Real Housewives of Atlanta book as well as Letitia. The wives get into it and Married to Medicine, but the husbands don't. Like, it don't put a strain on a relationship. They're still cool. I don't understand. I mean, I think they should take a page out of that book because Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone, they got into it. Quad and Simone, Toya and Dr. Heavenly, or Toya and Quad, they got into it. But the husbands was like, listen, we cool. We don't want to mess up our friendship. That's my friend. When you are with the ladies, I'm not going to sit here and not hang out with the guys and not hang out with somebody because of the guys. We're going to get a cigar. We're going to get a drink. What do you mean? We're cool. Just because you falling out don't mean I can. Like, that's what it gives. Just because you having to fall out, but I got to fall out for. And it's like, girl, Latrice, be for real. Come on now. So Matt was Glenn going to the party. He said he was planning on going to the party. He said he would Selena party. He would love to know who's gonna be there. But man said maybe a good time for him and Cliff to have a conversation. You never know. And then Glenn said, man, Latrice not finna let that happen. And when him and Cliff and talk, there'll have to be a one-on-one. And Matt say you gotta pull Cliff to the side where Latrice ain't paying attention. He said Latrice always paying attention. She like a little spider. She got eyes all over her body. She lurking around with shadows and stuff. He said you don't get nothing anything by Latrice. And he told Matt, I appreciate it, man. You got me burning up. But he glad that they have. I think Matt and Glenn will have a great friendship. It's a conversation that is needed with the guys. And I feel like Cliff need that conversation too, because I feel like Cliff probably don't really talk to nobody because of Latrice. And he had people he talk to, but it's not like how he has somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the thing with that. And they was like they gonna run it back. Hey everybody coming in. I'm switching back and forth, but I'm looking and reading it, listening to making sure I got everything right. So we get to the party. Latrice think Letitia was was behind her friend Shantae confronting her. So Marie come in and she says she looking forward to having a great time and partying with the Bells. And she say Latrice wasn't at Letitia's Friendsgiving, but she hoping Latrice being back in the mix, everyone would get along tonight. Hey, everyone would get along tonight. She said at Marie said at Carrie's party, Shantae asked you a question which caught you off guard, and she asked Latrice how did that make her feel, and Latrice said she felt like Tisha had a hand in it, and Marie said she did not, and she can honestly say she did not have a hand in that. And Tamara walked in. Tamara looked cute. Everybody looked good. She saying hey to everybody. And Marie said what she was talking to Latrice about was Carrie's birthday party when Shantae walked up, and Latrice said she did feel like Tisha had a hand in what went on because to her and from what she know, Letitia liked to set up a plan, and Marie was like, "Oh God." And then she asked her, "Well, why do you?" She said, and Latrice said, "I feel like she calculated a plan." And Letitia and Marie said, "Why you feel that way though?" And Latrice say, "I know things that she's done." And Marie is like, "That's hearsay." And Latrice say, "That's not hearsay. That's for sure say." And Latrice say it's not the time and nor the place to bring up the fact that Letitia been contacting her ex-employees, and Selena's 50th birthday, and anytime it comes to the Bells, it's always an issue, and she don't want the issue to be because of her. So then we go where they have fun. Selena pulled all the ladies outside. She pulled Tamara, Carrie, Marie, Letitia, and Latrice, and it's to have this conversation about the Bells, about what's going on between Latrice and Letitia on her birthday. She was like, we're gonna put them away. And I feel like that's giving Glenn and Cliff a time to have a conversation. So Selena says her 50th birthday, and all she wants for the collective, for them to talk about whatever they have on their mind so they can move forward. For her 50th birthday, she wants everybody to get along. So Letitia said she'll start, and she wanted to clear the air that Shantae got up and said something to Latrice. She said to Latrice, she did want to clear the air that when Shantae got up to say something to Latrice at Carrie's party, that was out of pocket. She has checked her on that. She did not send her to do that. She will never do that to Latrice, and she was come to her directly, and she said that she apologized for her doing that, and that's not what it was. So Latrice is just standing here looking like, yeah, okay. So Latrice said with her personally, and everything that Latrice saying, Latrice saying for Letitia apology and everything she's saying is BS, because she know personally for a fact that 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 she is contacting the ex-employees. And Latrice say, who is your ex? Letitia say, who is your ex-employees? Latrice, why would I call? She said, I don't even know your ex-employees. And Latrice say, Tisha, I know this for a fact. And Letitia say, girl, who is your ex-employees? And Latrice said, for one, you contact Josh. That was the first person you're going to contact. And Letitia said, Latrice, I have never contacted Josh. And Letitia said she never contacted Josh. And Latrice looking like, okay. And Letitia saying, girl, stop it. We really, you know damn well I haven't reached out to none of your employees. Josh, I never had a relationship with Josh. Don't even know him. Don't even know his last name. And Letitia said, I don't even know your employees. And Latrice said, you do. Hey, she said, you do. And so she said, because you contact them. And Letitia say, I contact your employees. And Latrice say, I promise you, you have. And one of my employees wants some money from you to go do whatever you wanted them to do. And Letitia tell her she sound crazy. And Latrice say, you know what, it's true. And Letitia say, you know, that sound crazy. I wouldn't do that. And Latrice saying, why would you sit here and say that and lie? So Letitia and saying, I would never do that. Why would I contact your employees? So Carrie was like, all right, y'all, we gonna have to cut that out now. Like, y'all, this, she feel like it's about to go there, and I see it's about to go there. And so they going back and forth. So Tamara stepping in, Carrie stepping in, and Letitia called her, Latrice called Letitia a effing liar, and Letitia say, you're an effing liar. And then she say, what did I lie about? And she say, because you did, B. And then Letitia snapped when she said the B word. She say, who? She say, who you calling the B? So Letitia walks up on Latrice. She walk up on her like, who you calling the B? Like she finna get her space. And Selena was like, this is unbelievable. She said, here we go. Everybody, and Karen said she not a move for her fighting. So Letitia walked up and said, who you calling the B? And da-da-da. So they cussing each other out. They cussing each other out. They trying to break them up. They trying to break them up. They cussing each other out and call her a liar. Now, when we go back, it's going to be a continuation. Everybody done came outside. And she talking about she ain't worrying about a B touching her. Letitia talked to Shantae. And she questioned Marie. Child, this is going to be a mess. Now, the only time that she met up with Josh, and I'm going to tell y'all when, before we get into Love at the Lockup, because we got Love at the Lockup tea. Not today, Justin. You have to wait for later on tonight. I'm going to have an open panel. But Justin, when you come up here tonight, now you got to turn your TV down, okay? So it'll be tonight, all right? I promise it's going to be open panel tonight. Everybody's going to be open panel for Lit Live Saturday. But, okay, so this is when Letitia met up. Now, I don't understand why Latrice only got the heat for Letitia, because Tamara met up with Josh, too. They were only meeting up because they were concerned, because Josh had insinuated that he believed that there was something going on between Cliff and Latrice a couple of seasons back, where everybody suspected that Cliff was being aggressive and abusive. We're going to use that word, to Latrice. Everybody was concerned because Josh said he was grabbing her. It was things that he was doing behind the scenes. Her and Josh had fell out. Now, Tamara had already met up with Josh and with Latrice to have a conversation. Letitia, Josh, and Tamara met up about Latrice. The whole cast was concerned because they felt like she was in that type of relationship. And she continually say, you can come up tonight, not now, but tonight. And she basically said, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening. But Josh is like, he feel like it is because he's had to stay with Latrice with the water crisis situation that happened in Mississippi. Y'all remember about that? And around that time they were filming, and Josh needed somewhere to stay because where she stayed at, she did not have that water crisis. Where Josh lived at, he had a water issue, and he had to move out of his place. Latrice, Josh seen a lot of things in that marriage, in that home. Josh, I think her and Josh fell out when Josh left and moved out. And that's when Josh starts showing his concern about how she acts at work. That's when they had the conversation. I do not remember Letitia and Josh having another conversation, but there was a conversation. So I don't know if they're going to bring that up. They'll probably bring it up at the reunion. But I remember it was. I don't understand why she just mad at her. Latrice is mad at her because Tamara was there too with the conversation of concern. So I don't know why all of a sudden we had that issue. All right, we got a visit. We got to head on over. I got some tea. Hold on. Let me open my store. Baby, I got tea. Baby, I got tea. Baby, I got some tea. Ooh. All right. Let's get into Love at the Lockup, child. I need you to get your popcorn because after this, the tea that I have, y'all probably seen it. I don't know, but we gonna talk about it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we are now at the jailhouse looking at everybody's relationship. So we gonna go to Gordon's Demond, Bonita Ed, and Bonita Applebaum. Okay, I want y'all to remember this whole thing. So Goddess is talking to Demond, saying she gonna meet up with his mom. He said, when you go in there and meet mom, I don't want you saying nothing when he meet, when he go meet Bonita, she go from 0 to 100, and he don't want any bad vibes between the both of them. And we're gonna talk about why he don't want the bad vibes. And I got some, I'm gonna hold my mule. We're gonna hold the tea. We're gonna hold the tea. We gonna hold it. Okay, Justin, just be here tonight. Be here this evening, and we gonna hold the tea because I got some tea. I got some things y'all need to see. So he say, don't say nothing crazy to her. He just want her to know that he ain't effing with Bonita, which is crazy, and he want Gigi to be able to trust him, right? So he said that he do want Gigi and his mother go pick up his thing from Bonita, but he is anxious because Gigi and Bonita meet in any kind of way because Bonita might throw it out there like, Mumu, that's my man. Why you come over here to pick up his stuff, which is normal. So Gigi asked her daughter what she cooking, and she said sausage and rice for the dogs. And she asked why she ain't make none for her. And so, Mumu say his mama gonna be there. She know what to say and not to say. And Nikita, which is Mumu mother, come to the house, and she meet Mumu daughter. I'm sorry. She meets Gigi daughter Zoe. And so Moo Mama, Miss Nikita, and Gigi give a hug. They talking about how good they smell, child. It's good to see them. And they say change of plans. They're not going to Bonita house anymore to get his stuff. They're going to the storage, and she got the key. She says she don't want anybody coming to her house, and they just got to move forward and change frames to go to the storage. And then Gigi say the mom thought that we was going to the house. And, Miss Nikita say, okay, next time we call, we'll just let him know what's going on. So Gigi feels like now his stuff in the storage, and she, in the past, the mom said he got storage units and his mama got the key. And then she told Zoe she'll be back and for her to lock the door. And she said that's even better because she don't want to go to Bonita house anyway, which y'all gonna laugh at the end with the tea I showed you. And she said she kind of happy she going to the storage unit because she don't want Bonita to feel like any type of way about her coming to her house or anything. And Nanita Keita say she know Bonita to do things vindictively, and she think it's a little weird that she didn't want her to come to the house. And she say she not sure what happened, but she say she hit there to support Moo Moo or whatever it is. So then they're driving, and Bonita gets a call from her cousin. And her cousin asked, "Are you nervous?" She said, "What?" She said, "I feel." She said she don't have everything, so she of course she buy her some time for them not coming to her house. And she got a weird hunch that it's something else happening, because if you wanted your mom to have the stuff, she would have had the stuff in the beginning. So she pulled up so well. And Gigi say, "So you think we're gonna go get some clothes?" And she say, "Yeah, stuff like that." And she say, "What about his jewelry? Because he don't play about his jewelry." And Nikita say, "Definitely, that's what we're gonna get." And she's gonna have a nap down, and that's number one on the list. So both of them pull up to the storage, and Bonita say she wanted to go see the stuff was there already, and she want to make sure her fiance stuff. And she say she'll know what his mom is up to, but she finna see what he up to. And she finna see, and so she popped the lock. She got a key too, and she say she the fiance, and she made sure it's double locked. And she say ain't nobody getting in that storage. And she say she'll know what's going on between him and his mom, but they in cahoots, and she ain't feeling that. And Bonita say she say something is weird, something going on. I can feel it. So Bonita put an extra lock on the door. She say no, ain't none of that, because something ain't right. She finna sit in the car, and she say she know what's something going on, and she gonna sit back and watch it unfold. So they get to the storage unit, and she's sitting in the car, and she walks out. So then we go into child. The mama's that fault, child. Kaylee mama and her mama, child. She said, we get it to Kaylee mama saying, "I don't know why you think you so high and mighty. Well, I don't know why you think you so high and mighty." And then Lori and says, "I think you better." She said, "I just think I'm better than." And Kaylee mama said, "Better than who?" Angel. I think that's her name, Angel. Yeah, Angel. You know, she say, "I think I'm better than you." And Lori throws the drink in Angel's face, and Angel say, "Go put her back where she belong." So Kaylee sitting here with her mouth and say, "Okay," and bite her lip. So Angel is pissed. Lauren walk out, and Kaylee follow and say, "Mom, do you think that was the best response?" And Lauren say, "I don't give a flying fart in space what you thought was the best response." And Kaylee say, "That's water, and you're a grown up." And then Lauren said, just looking at her like, "What?" And Kaylee said, "I'm going to still apologize for your behavior." She said, "All right." She said she'll call an Uber. So Lori, Lori, Lori said, "I'll call an Uber." So Kaylee say, "My mom is getting an Uber." And Angel say, "Oh, good. Just like the animal in cage, and you sent her home." And Kaylee say she's really sorry. She didn't mean for it to get escalated, and they got to deal with it somehow. And Kaylee said she was hoping she would have a relationship between Angel and Lori before Mike gets out, because there's less stress. There's nothing for them to worry about, and she feel like she made it worse. So then, Kaylee got up and gave Angel a hug, and she told her she's sorry, and she just hugged her saying, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Kaylee got wet, and she says Mike is very protective of his mom. He's a mother's boy through and through. And she says she don't see it's going over very well for her because of that situation. So Kaylee was like, "Oh my God, that was very insane." So as she's driving to where she's going, Michael called Michael called Angel, and he asked, she said, "Hey," he said, "Hi, Mom." She said, "You won't believe what just happened." And he asked what happened. And he said she said Kaylee brought her mother to meet up for coffee this morning. Didn't tell her. She got pissed off and she got pissed off and told her she was a bad parent, and that she was the mother of she's the mother of the year, and threw water at her. And Michael say, wait, what the F? Like, what Kaylee do? And say Kaylee just sat there. He's going to go talk to his wife and figure out what the F going on. And he love her. And he hung up the phone. So then Kaylee gets a call from Mike. And she say, hi, honey. And then he says, hey, so what the F is going on? Why would you let your mom throw water at my mom? Like, what the F is up? And she say, I'm just confused and upset as you are. And she thought she did the right thing by taking his mom's side and staying with her and apologizing. And that's what felt right to her. And she said, how effing dare you? He said, you should have never ambushed her. And Kaylee said she felt like it, it'd be personal feelings that you wouldn't even apply that she ambushed his mom. Like, that's like she put on that situation intentionally. And he said there's no reason why it should have ever escalated to this point. She said, you know what, thank you for trying is what you should be saying, because I'm all out here by myself. I'm trying to build a relationship with my mom, but I might just have shattered that entire thing by taking your mom's side and making my mom Uber all the way home, move her all the way back to Phoenix. And so he says nothing. She's like, no, we're not going to acknowledge any of that. And he say, I'm acknowledging it, but you effing put my mom in a situation, in a corner, I'm sorry. And then you're effing making it like it, like it's something, and you and then he tells her she's in a bunch of debt. Yeah. And you're not, and then tells her she's not bringing itch to the table. She's in a bunch of debt and not bringing itch to the table. I wouldn't buy him a motherfucking thing. Kaylee, don't buy him nothing. Kaylee, don't get him nothing. And so she laughed and she asked what he bring to the table. She just curious, besides a criminal record, besides what he's bringing to the table. And so he says nothing. He say he loved Kaylee. He gonna try and teach her how to make a lot of money. If she don't want to learn it, then destroying the fabric. She destroying the security. He got to be security and all that. She got a spending problem and she has a lot to prove. And she said, well, what I'm supposed to do when my husband does not help me pay any bills, pay anything? He say, I'm in prison. She said, that don't stop you for asking for money. And you can stop asking for money. I'm not asking you to ever rob a bank. I'm asking you to stop asking me for money and support things that you want in prison. And, Kaylee say he doesn't have no idea the pressure, that he puts on her, because it's 5 people that she's carrying on her shoulder. And, she has the weight of the world and try to act like it don't bother her. And it's, what I'm saying, it's weighing a lot. And she said he got everything he need in prison. Why do she have to pay for everything that he got to have that he want? He said, what do you mean? That's BS. You put your mom and my mom in this situation. Now he going back to the situation. So now he mad. You the one that brought her debt up. But now you mad because she said that you ain't, it's your fault she in debt. Yeah, Kaylee, I would have been let that alone. Your mama and his mama ain't wrong. And he say she's overdrafting the account, and she's saying she's doing the best she can, and he's about pissed off about the ish. I would have hung up. Hell no. Hold on. Yes, I'll be on StreamYard. So Emily gonna meet up with Justin's grandmother, and she meets Justin's grandma, and she gave her a hug, and she say, nice to meet you. And she brought a bottle of Chardonnay. And then the grandma say, how did you know that? Like, how you know that's what I like? Like, grandma like, oh my God, you brought me some wine. Oh, yes, I need to unwind down. And, she say Justin told her that, she liked Chardonnay. And so she told her she complimented her on her couch. And they sit down and have a conversation. And Emily says she wasn't going to lie. She's a little nervous because, Justin told her, what she does for a living. Now, grandma, what she does for a living. And grandma looked like Grandma like to have a little fun, but she'll cuss you out, but have a little fun. So, grandma looking like, yeah, okay. And Emily say she don't want her to look at her a certain way. And grandma saying, she said, let me tell you something. She know at least 20 regions, excuse me, where the woman is in it for the money. And Emily say, oh, well, so grandma say it's okay. Like, girl, women be in marriages for the money. What do you think they doing while they're married for the money? Grandma ain't lying now. Grandma wise dang, honey. So they start laughing. Emily say she can't tell her how grateful she is that she's so open minded. And the grandma saying, she said, you know what? Everybody overrate at relations. So Emily says she like her mindset, and grandma, his name, grandma say she not bothered because her name Pauletta. Her name is Pauletta. She says she's not bothered by that. She's not bothered by that at all. She say everything is a little corrupt these days anyway. That's probably the least corrupt. She say, well, that's what she does. Oh well. So they tell some wine, and she say cheers. And Emily says she glad to finally meet her, and then she show her some pictures of Justin when he was used to climb trees, and his mom took a picture with him, and Justin mom had passed, and I believe, and she said his mother was a beautiful woman. She had no problems in life until she was about 23 years old, and that's when she started having visions, um and it caused a lot of problems for Justin. And he said his mom was a drug addict and an alcoholic his whole life. She was schizophrenic on top of that. She had a real break with reality. And he used to steal the EBT card. Yes, he was on food stamps. I know a lot of y'all like, what? Yeah, he was on food stamps. I told y'all the percentage of who really on food stamps. He would have to steal the food stamp card to have food to eat, because she was to eat, to have food in the house, and he would have to steal clothes and do stuff because he never had clean clothes. And that's just how it was for him the rest of his juvenile life. He had to do things, and that's why he got incarcerated as a juvenile, because he don't blame his mom underneath everything, that he know that his mom really loved him. And he started breaking down crying. And Emily said, oh my goodness, I feel for you guys. So instead of having a conversation, Justin called. I want to say this because I know I talk about Liz and them. With the history of what Justin went through with that issue, I think that's what driven to his problems. And he had to share that story because he started, he was like he was about to break down and cry. It's a lot. And I wonder why nobody told Justin, besides probably his grandma, to go get some therapy. And for Liz and them to do what they did to try to hook Emily up as a vindictive situation, that's why I say it made it worse, because you never know what somebody's going through like that. Then they're incarcerated and they have all these thoughts in their head, and ain't no telling what somebody told them in there and the things that they see. Like, let's be for real. You know what I'm saying? So Justin called, and she answers, and she puts him up the phone on speaker, and they have a conversation. She say, hey, I'm here with your grandma. She's so sweet. And she say, you want to say hi? And say it's on speaker. And the grandma say, what a great girl. And she say, oh, and he say he's very happy for him. And she said she got to see all his childhood photos. And he said, I'm glad you got there having a good talk, and I need to talk to you about something. So Emily steps away from the grandma on the phone call. And he asked what's going on. He said he's only going to get one more call after that, and they're able to get $6K together, so he could put it in with his boy and invest in some crypto stuff. and he need to make it happen. And she said, why do you think I'm out of money? He said, I don't think you made out of money. And she said, that's the most that he's ever asked at one time. And it's the same request. And she said, where the F do you think expect me to pull $6K out of my vajayjay, because it ain't coming out of my butt? And that was the conversation. I'm going to tell you something. Liz, if you want to blame somebody, you and your home girl, the other ex calling and then texted Emily saying she's nothing but a money grab, start a decline of that relationship. I gotta be honest, that's effed up, because you ain't have to tell that girl that. You could have kept that between you and Justin. So then we go back into Bonita and Gigi though. I really upset with Liz about that, because she doing a whole thing, and it kind of make me mad at her a little bit, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. It really do. It really do. But we're gonna move on. Bonita. So Bonita walking out the storage place, going back to her car. So Bonita, she's going back to her car. She get in the car and she pull off. She say, now that she handle that, she gonna get her something to eat. So they pulling up to the storage. So Bonita just drove off. They just missed Bonita. Gigi and Damon mama done pulled up, Moo mama, whatever. And so they arrive. They go into the storage and they find out the number is 25. So they walk in and they see the lock and they see it's double locked. And she says she got one open and they're trying to open the other one, but it won't open. But it's not opening at all. And she say, why is it two locks and why won't that open? That makes no sense. She says she not sure, it makes no sense. And Gigi say it's given that she don't want them to get his stuff, And so when Gigi say when she saw two locks, they already knew they weren't getting nothing in there. They go with the BS. And Gigi was like, here we go. So Bonita said the storage unit is really a decoy for her to buy some time. And she say right now, we did it, Joe. We did. I'm sorry. We did it, Joe. We did it. It brought me some time. I'm like, girl, the hell? Like, what? Like, why would you say that? Girl, Bonita not playing. Bonita was really keeping that man's stuff. Bonita had sold some of his stuff. Bonita wasn't playing. Bonita saying, y'all not finna catch me and call me and ask me about this man's stuff. This is a decoy. I got his stuff. But bruh, I'm not finna sit here and let y'all go in there and realize I don't have all his stuff. And she say it brought her some time because she said he don't know that she sold at Infinity. She sold a few pair of shoes, his Balenciaga, his Cartier frames. Ooh, his bracelet and stuff. Now we had showed that Bonita said that she was trying to get him a lawyer, and to find out that he was cheating on her, she was getting him a lawyer to where he got reduced time, pissed her off, and she had to leave because she has his child and this thing she had to do. And she say she had to do, a deal's in a deal. And then she say when he finds out the truth, he gonna be upset. But it's some truth that she gotta find out. She say, why do your mother need your stuff? His mother got a cat. He don't like animals. He got too much nice stuff for a cat that still got, his areas that he's still gonna spray piss on his stuff. Like she know he not having that. She say something is up, so she know for sure that at this point that Mumu is lying. She know for sure that Mumu is lying. She say something ain't right. Bonita say, no, you ain't finna play with me. Bonita Applebaum say, you ain't finna play with me. You are your mama. That's what she say. She say, you are your mama. And so Mumu called Gigi. And she tells him they at the storage and they can't even get his stuff. And they at the storage and he saying, you can't get my stuff. She say that, and his mama say, we at the storage unit and we can't get your belongings. He say, why is my stuff even at the storage unit? She's supposed to have my stuff with her. And Gigi said, that's what I'm trying to figure out. They say, that's what I'm saying. But Miss Nikita, why you ain't tell Bonita, his girlfriend, and at least be honest? No, forget that. That ain't even her business. Moo, why you ain't tell Bonita and picking a fight with her because you was finna go that Bonita had that you was with Gigi? Why you ain't say that? And then Nikita, he asked, did, my mother talk to her? She said, yes, she talked to her. And she said, your belongings was at the store. And she didn't want them at the place no more. So she brought them to the store. So she not understanding why two locks on the door. He's like, oh my goodness, like, what's the point even do this? And so Gigi said she know the game for 3 years and she ain't been dating and she can't take the baby mamas. Gigi, you need to figure out the truth. He lying. He lying. And you find out he was lying. He lying. He's lying. And I'm gonna tell y'all why after this, why I believe their relationship it's gonna be very toxic. Very toxic. Moo and Gigi gonna have a toxic relationship. So she was like, oh my God, like Gigi say her past relationship, the last baby mother harassed her and taunted her, and it's like she could have, if she could have unalived Gigi, she could. The last person she was with. So Bonita, Gigi say she went from not wanting to talk to a guy with no baby mothers to a guy that got four of them. But she say that's the man that she loved, so she gonna deal with it. She like, I know what's up with it. And Mumu saying she knows she need the things and he need to get the things to the house that he coming to. And Nikita say, yeah, I'm ready to call her right now and get on her because he said he don't even play like that. And then she say she love him. He say he apologize. And she say love you. They exchange love yous and stuff. So Gigi is questioning stuff like, what's the hold up? Like, why is she making it so hard unless she still wants to be a part of his life? And Gigi's starting to question some stuff. She says she don't understand it. And Nikita says she don't want to understand it. She just want to go. So he say Bonita is a Scorpio. She really don't play with him. And that's why Bonita don't go for anything. He's basically saying Gigi go for anything. Bonita don't go for everything. Bonita ain't gonna play with him. She don't play with anything. And she know it's another woman in the picture and ain't no telling what she capable of because she knows it. So he calls Bonita. He say, what's going on with the storage unit? And she started laughing. She started laughing. She like, so I can't wait to see how this play out. So then we get the Rich. And he talks about how his girlfriend called him Felicia and say she cool with Kay. Like she's upset that he's cool with Kay, right? Which is Felicia's friend. So he get a call from her 30 minutes later, and he say, "What you think this is?" Like, and he say, "What's up?" And then Felicia on the phone, she calls. He say it ain't even kind of cool because she turned it into something else. She say, he was like, stop turning into something that is not stop. And she said, she told me you was cool. She was like, yeah, we thumbs up good. It was like, yeah, I ride with your partner. And then he asked, what's the issue? She said, yeah, after office, I hit up with Kay and y'all going to go, puff or whatever. She said, you going to sit in the, he was like, you gonna have your homegirl come on, we cooling, and you act like it's a problem. And Felicia say, he was like, you send the homegirl to come chill, and so she can see and vibe and see what it is between, like, if I'm really who I am or whatever. And Felicia say, because I'm not there, so ain't none of that, right? And she say she can. She say that it's a problem because she's not there and she is a little, insecure. And Rich say, him and Kay is cool. It's like family. He say, do you want me to treat your best friend like my sister? Or you just want me to hate your best friend? Like, what's up with it? He say, I'm puffing with my sis. Like, cut the BS. That's my sister. That's like my sister. I never do nothing like that to you. Felicia say she a little insecure about it. She don't like it. He said if I link you up with my partners and y'all go out to kick it, I'm cool with that because I trust you and I trust my partner. He say, so tell me why the F you got an issue if you sent me your partner. He said he didn't want to meet up with nobody. She said, because I don't trust you. Felicia, you don't trust him because you the one that still got a boyfriend that's out here do anything to anybody, which is crazy work to me at this point for you to not to trust him. What's the point of you being with him and having your homegirl over if you don't trust him? So you wanted him to F up so you could break up with him and clear it out to go be with old boy? That make no sense. You should never talk to him in the first place. You wasted time, baby. Going on. He said he'll trust her. Then he said you got me effed up and what we doing if you don't trust me. He said Felicia be texting other men all the time and he could easily trip. And he can trip over the actions and it don't make sense. That's why he tripping now because it don't make sense to him. And he say he don't understand. She said, do what you want, you grown. And he say, Fifi, don't tell me grown because I'm gonna do what I want. And he said, because I'm gonna do what I want. She said, yeah, I don't give a fuck if you not about to give me no F up. So she's screaming on the phone. He say, I can't even hear you or understand you. You either can calm down and have a conversation. She say, now I gotta calm down. I was calm. He say, all right, whatever. Now you turn up on me and I get to turn up on you. And he say he ain't even turned up yet. And he say she ain't got no reason not to trust him. And that's why he's so heated. He say stop being so insecure. And she talking she said F you, and he said F you then. And then he said she painted him out to be a little boy, like, yeah, like an F boy or something. And he was like, his jealousy is unattractive. He say, so let me to know what you want to do. And she just sitting on the phone. He say, what's up? We got 60 seconds. He say, let me know right now what you want to do. And she ain't say nothing, y'all. So then we go back to Emily and Justin. I hope we don't end with them. Oh, it do look like we do. So he say he just need about 6K for some crypto. And she was like, where do you expect for me to get this money from? Out my body, because it ain't coming out my bottom hole, And he said crypto is like super hot right now and I'm studying this ish. So excuse me, so he doing another Mike situation. Oh, I'm studying this. You probably never child. He's saying a month or two and he'll have it back and then a lot more. She say Justin is literally a problem. He don't have a sense of reality, how much it takes to live in society nowadays. It take a lot of money, and him asking for 6K is a lot. And he say, I don't think you have a sense of reality of like the money that you make and like the opportunity of like you said you were like willing to give me whatever. And Emily brought up Liz. She said Justin as Liz think that he's just using her and she might be right, which brought some insecurities. Hey, oh, this love. Hey, Kansas 66. Oh, this love doing love at the lockup. Love doing. Oh Lord. Love doing lockup. I'm sorry, girl. This love doing lockup. And they brought up to where Liz was telling her that that Liz and him was plotting to get money out of Emily. She's somebody to talk to while he's bored, and he really don't want to be with her, and he just asking for money that I can't give. So she feel like that's a problem. And Emily say at this point she don't know. She say what she's supposed to do because she say she don't know if Justin really using her for money or not. And so she or whatever. She asked him what she's supposed to do. He said he's literally trying to do something so he can put himself in a position to not have to ask her for anything, which he's been doing this whole time, and he's been thinking about their future. That's why he want to do crypto. And she say our future don't cost you $6,000 in jail. And Emily said, what about it? told him about the positions that she's in, outside of society because she has nothing because she gave him $3,000. He said, "What you want me to do?" "I don't know." And he don't know what to do. And she say, "I don't know. I wish you could be considerate that I'm a single mom and you trying to get a healthy thing out of him." He say, "Oh my God, okay, no. All right. Like this, burning the F out." And he's saying that Emily's burning him out. And she say, "I'm burning you out?" And she say, "Man, you got me so burnt out." And then he hung up. He hangs up the phone. And Emily says she don't know what he got himself caught up into in jail. And she walked back in, to grandma's house, and she say all she knows is no way it's his crypto. And Emily asked the grandma, did Justin ever ask for money? And she say sometimes he need $25 because his phone gonna be cut off or something like that. She say once in a while he'll ask, but not often. And she say, "Huh." And Emily says she need to figure out what's going on, and he's not telling her. And then she said it was so nice to meet the grandma, but she got to go pick up her son. So she back in Pennsylvania to visit everybody and stuff. And she gave one more cheers, and they took a drink, and that was that. Now we gonna get into the tea of Gigi and Gigi, Bonita, and Gigi, Bonita, and Mumu. So y'all know Valentine's Day was gone, right? Let me see. Let me go on my page. And remember, I kept saying, I don't know if they're still together. I don't know what's going on. Like, is they still together? Like, what they got going on, right? So Valentine's Day was last weekend.
So her buying her ring back was a waste. Oh, she probably just bought that ring back because, look, Mom, she ain't one.
Bonita bought that ring because she know I don't play that shit. Bonita know I don't play that shit, man.
You
she
was
know I pay attention
working
to
at
everything.
Shoe City, Brown Virgo. Yeah, I did. So her buying her ring back was a waste. Oh, she probably just bought that ring back because, look, Mom, she ain't one.
Bonita bought that ring because she know I don't play that shit. Bonita know I don't play that shit, man.
You
she
was
know I pay attention
working
to
at
everything.
Shoe City, Brown Virgo. Yeah, I did.
All right, let me shout out to Reality.
Her ring back.
And all right, I want y'all to keep that in mind. So shout out to Reality Reality Recap, right? So she also shared it on her blog page. Let me show y'all what happened after that.
As my woman to try to figure out.
So after they was in bed together for Valentine's Day, this what happened, y'all.
Fix the shit. Like, you always talking about a new bitch, and then you just threw a fit when you caught me texting a whole nother bitch. What is you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my God, bro. What the fuck, bro? Why you always yelling, yo? What the fuck? Why you always yelling? Why you always yelling?
You dumb as shit. You dumb as shit. You sit up and you play the victim, you dumb bitch. And you always
Why you keep calling me a bitch, yo? Why you keep calling me a bitch, yo? Like, what the fuck? I'm chilling. I ain't even do nothing. You shouldn't even let me in here if you was going to do all that, bro. You should not have let me in. Like, is you not getting that part?
the motherfucker do what they want to do so you can see what they rather do. So I'm not begging you, boo. I ain't begging you to not be here with me. Because guess what? We had a phone relationship. You was never here this whole time. So I don't gotta sit up here and beg you to not be here with me. I don't. So yeah, that's that. And he wanted to leave and I let him go. And I pushed the shit out of him, and I didn't even. I was ready to wild out, y'all. Like, I was ready to crash out. I ain't gonna lie.
Love during lockup stars Moo and Gigi are over on TikTok fighting. Now I know they spent Valentine's.
Child, that's a hot mess. She was dissing that girl. She was dissing that girl. Oh, and she thought you were gonna come back and all of that. Now look.
Do what they want to do so you can see what they rather do. So I'm not begging you, boo. Like every motherfucking thing. Every motherfucking thing. It's always like, why are you mad? Because I said my man ready to pull up. I gotta get off live, y'all. Why are you mad about that? I don't understand. I mean, can y'all help me understand? Was I wrong? Like, do y'all think I probably should have just been like, all right, live, let me get off of here. Cause I don't understand. I just keep trying. Then it's like he really sitting up here trying to call me a liar. Like he like, yeah, and you're a liar. Like, bitch, you really acting like I'm just this lying ass bitch. When all I just didn't tell him that I told him I gotta respect my man's wishes. He like, that's all you said. I'm like, yeah. But I'm smiling and he got a little smirk on his face.
I told y'all that day he was in the car with whoever he was with. I don't know if they together or they just sleeping around or whatever. But when Valentine's Day, he was in the car with somebody else and it wasn't. I said, well, maybe it's Gigi, maybe it's Benita. We don't know. It wasn't Benita because I'm going to tell y'all exactly what Benita was. And it got there, it wasn't Gigi.
I ain't think this bitch was ready to be like, yeah, I'm finna leave. Right, every motherfucking
child. Because Benita is with somebody. So she done brought him something for Valentine's Day too, y'all. This is crazy, child. She should never.
It says love Moo. And then in the inside, it say love Moo so much. Happy Valentine's Day, baby. And then I got him. I'm not gonna lie. I be doing this little thing where I just love buying cards. I bought him all these cards. He always in my shit. He always touching my fingernail clippers and stuff. Boom. So I got him his own. Then he said he needed some new clippers and stuff. So look, I got him this nice clipper set. Oh my gosh, he loved doing push-ups, right? So I put this in his basket because he's a push-up fanatic. Then, not on here. Y'all, look at this card that I got for him.
Child, so I went to Benita page. I say, okay. Benita has a girlfriend. So Benita wasn't worrying about old girl. Benita has a girlfriend. Let me go send the girlfriend thing to my. Benita has a girlfriend. Benita is not worrying about him. Hold on. Okay. Let me go to my message. Hold on. But Benita does have a girlfriend. It's fine. We'll search her thing. Hold on, let me go to her page. Bonita said, baby, I'm not worried about him. I got me a girlfriend. Okay? She said mine. Okay? She's not studying. No, what you call it? Bonita was out here with her girlfriend. Child. Oh, they best friends. Well, they look like they're more than best friends. The way they be talking. They look like they're more than best friends to me. Now let's go to over here. Bonita, we need you to clear that up. Is that your girlfriend or your best friend? Or is that your from time to time? All right, y'all ready? So I think, remember I told y'all that I believe that if it was a poly relationship, that they would have one. And they would have a poly relationship. Look at this. Gigi in the back. Bonita is right there. Child, I don't know what they got going on, but baby, they got it going on. At this point, I don't know. It's a lot going on, honey. A lot. A lot, child. Let me see. But yeah, that's the tea I have for y'all. I say, oh, what the fuck going on here? She rubbing all on her face and she about to kiss her and shit. What the fuck going on here? What's going on? Bonita, explain. Explain. Child. But yeah, they been hanging out. So he really is pushing the poly thing. I really do believe that they probably will have a poly relationship soon enough. I always say that I think Gigi will probably be down with it, but Nita take her a minute. But I believe that it is a poly relationship. I believe they will have one. I don't think they won't have one. So, I think it'll end up being a poly relationship. So, yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen, y'all. But this is a good little storyline with them three. I think they should take it and run with it. All right, y'all. I'm finna end it. I will be back with my crime special, crime session today. Hold on. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Ho, 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 Hold up. I'm gonna change the time. What time is it? Let me change it to 2:15. I'll be back at 2:15. I do want to talk about what happened. Go back. No, go back. What happened to Daquan Johnson, who was unalived by the police officers in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I want to get into that before we get into Late Live Saturday. I was supposed to get into Savannah Chrisley grifting, but I think I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. But I do want to talk about Daquan Johnson. I see a lot of I had someone ask me about what happened to Banksinger, Mr. Banksinger, and I'm trying to get more information on that for tomorrow as well. I will be keeping up with crime. I'm looking up stuff for Genesis. It's still nothing new yet. I will keep y'all updated. I want to update with Romika. I want to update with a lot. So it's a lot of stuff going on, criminal things going on. When it comes to Tyrone Davis Jr., I do want to say Lulu was not on a cruise. Lulu does not have her social media anymore. All right. That's something I do want to clear up. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for participating. Lit Live Saturday will be tonight. So it'll probably be like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Make sure you got your own bottle, your snacks. I am going to talk about a little bit of stuff, and then we're going to go into a deeper role with Tanae, Bubbles, and Keontae. And we might go a little deeper with how all this started, and I might start a little bit of that tonight. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I see you in the next one. I might have to dissect down. Now, the pep, oh yeah. Before I leave, I got one more thing to say, because we're not going to do Peppa Pig till next week. Olivia, I caught your little mission about people. You've been doing a little shots. I want to say this to you and your loyalty gang. Suck my big toe hole. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.